There was once a time where humanity lived in a utopia. That was until the first waifu was introduced. Instantly wars began over these women. Legend says Christopher Columbus set out to sea, not to find some lame trade routes, but because Robin asked him to find a poneglyph. Judas did not betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, but because he was a saber simp. Even Hitler started World War II for his waifu, Kanye West. Most people get their starter waifu from watching a mainstream anime like Naruto. Since you're already attached to the character, it may lead you down a rabbit hole of sequels that test the dedication of the weeb. This is why I'm creating a comprehensible guide to help you understand the strange species that is the waifu. The Law of Dere helps to categorize the sheer amount of waifus that exist. Tsunderes are by definition just Sour Patch Kids. First they're sour, then they're sweet. Now, many people have called these women abusive because when they express their emotions, they leave you with more bruises on your body than Deku gets by simply existing. And they would be right. A yandere is a sweet, caring, innocent girl who may destroy all of your clothes for being closer to you than she is. A Russian novelist once said, jealousy kills love, or love kills jealousy. Unless you're a yandere where you kill everyone that he loves. Just don't look or talk to a single person ever again, and this may be the girl for you. Yanderes are shy, quiet girls who are actually talkative and sweet when they meet the right person. People who typically choose yanderes usually react like this. Oh my god, she's so kawaii. Ooh woo. Disgusting. Get some class and get a serial killer like the rest of us. Kuderes are like ice cubes. They may be cold, blunt, and emotionless on the outside, but after warming up to them for 72 episodes, you may yet see that sacred smile. Just be sure not to ask a kudere a question you don't want the answer to. Deres are happy-go-lucky characters who are more open with their feelings. Nothing can bring these characters down, except when they inevitably lose to the main love interest because they are too normal. Since there are more dere branches than people who actually pay to watch anime, I'll just leave it to the main 5. Now that you have a general personality for a waifu, there are a few minor qualities and characteristics that can be added to these basic molds. When most people begin anime, they often find themselves to be enjoyers of the vanilla personality. The more intermediate fans will take one look at these newly developed fans and refer to them as filthy fucking casuals, while the advanced fan curls up in a ball crying, wishing that he could go back to the vanilla genre instead of wanting to be stepped on by Akeno. Perhaps you find yourself looking for a character with the quality of forgiveness. Then Jesus-kun may be the waifu for you. Maybe you're from Alabama and an enjoyer of the incest tag. Now, before we all jump on them, I think it's important to note that they chose these girls because they have a lot in common, including some genes. Maybe you don't like when people third wheel, so you got a girl with 4 wheels. These Hot Wheel girls often have lots of personality to make up for their disability, and will never be disappointed in you, because they can't feel anything from the waist down. Perhaps when you were younger, you saw Lola Bunny, or for the younger generation, Judy Hopps, and thought, I got a carrot you can nibble on. Lucky for you, Japan took one look at animals and said, man, that looks submissive and breedable. Any animal you can think of was turned into a waifu. Cat girls, fox girls, slime girls, whatever the hell this is. You can even get a battleship waifu if you want. Is your partner talking too much when you're trying to watch that time I was reincarnated as a toilet paper roll? This is why there's waifus whose whole personality is not talking. Perhaps you have mommy issues, daddy issues, or just trust issues. There's a waifu for all of these, even nice ones with glasses. I wonder what manga she's from. There's also a subgroup of anime fans who choose their waifus strictly based on character design, or as I call them, 02 fans. This group is the mortal enemy of all people who chose Ochako as their waifu, all 5 of them over the age of 18. Character design is very important to mangakas, not just because they have to draw them all day, but because they have to make an ass load of money in merchandising. This means having the perfect thigh to waist ratio, that little pudge at the end of thigh highs, and a totally realistic body of a female without any internal organs. They come in all sizes, big and lolly. While you may be thinking that she looks like she could eat off the child's menu, she's actually over 2,000 years old. This one, on the other hand, is 14. You'll come to find that, aside from certain assets, the weeb often finds the most important thing about a waifu her hair. The color groups are white hair supremacist, best girl blue, bratty pink, probably psycho purple, oh my god, a foreigner blonde, tomboy red, basic black, and background character brown. The way the hair is styled is equally as important, such as you may like them with short hair since they've been rejected nearly as many times as you. There are so many more characteristics: fangs, tan lines, disgusted face, goth, twin tails, maybe even a hoge, not to be confused with ahigao. The best way to put it is in the words of a great modern day philosopher: any way you want it, that's the way you need it. However, through recent painstaking research done by the top researchers at Harvard, they have created a new waifu, the VTuber. These oshis play games as well as talk on stream. You can actually interact with these waifus through one small transaction of your life savings. VTubers come both in sub and dub. And yes, weebs will argue about this too. Since VTubers do have free will, they will in the end reject you. But do you know who would never reject you? Your gacha waifus, or as I call them, NFTs. These are waifus in a game that you can pay to randomly spin a wheel with the hopes that you get the one that you want. Many great philosophers have asked, how much money would you spend for your waifu? The answer, all of it. Since the release of Genshin Impact and Fate Go, homelessness has risen at astronomical rates. People have begun to sell their organs simply to roll one more time for their waifu that they have a 0.1% chance to get. Rumor has it that Walter White decided to stop making meth and instead create new gacha waifus since it's a more addictive drug. After learning about all the different waifus, how does one determine which one is for them? Well, while most people watch a show and say, hey, I like that girl, she'll do, this is not always the case. The underrated waifu enjoyer watches an anime and picks some random background character to be their waifu. They believe since they watched an anime that nobody else has watched and picked a girl that nobody else has seen, they are in fact the protagonist. We get it, you're so different because you like Ram more than Rim. The oldies are the anime fans from ancient times. This ancient decrepit creature is rumored to still be roaming the earth, yet probably won't stop talking about the masterpiece that is Evangelion and how Rei never stopped being best girl. But you do have to respect the oldies for being so loyal to one waifu. On the other hand, you have the seasonal whores. These weebs will watch every seasonal anime just to say,
Marin is the best girl of all time.
Then changes their minds to Yor the moment the next season starts. In the olden days, we would have sentenced these people to death for their crimes. But in modern times, we just suppress them in the deepest part of our minds, alongside Promised Neverland Season 2 and the opinions of light novel readers. And then there's JoJo fans claiming that Speedwagon is best girl. And they're right. So with all these waifus and anime fans with different opinions, what happens? The Great Waifu Wars!
How dare you think that Akame was best girl? Did you not see Esdeath?
Yeah, but what about Sakura? I'll just let myself out. A great war incites all over the internet because anime fans can live with a lot of things. Not getting a season 2, live action adaptations, but if there's one thing a weeb can't stand, it's when someone else has an opinion. If someone has the gall to dare have an opinion that you disagree with, that's their fault for having garbage taste. So the weeb decides that it's up to them to fix their opinion on a stupid waifu by giving them a well thought out argument as to why. Heh, nailed it. Hello, as Death Simp Lunar here. You may be a little surprised since this wasn't an anime review, but it was a fun project that I'll probably be doing more of in the future, despite them being very difficult to make. So, as always, click here to check out my channel, click here to check out the recommended video, and click here to check out the most recent video, and click here to check out my second channel. Alright, goodbye. I totally screwed up that last part, and I'm not doing it again. As a paper from the University of Jinan says, some teenagers love cartoon characters and blindly consume. In other words, stop saying you're watching Darling in the Franxx for the plot.